Welcome to day one of E3. We're covering it.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, we're going to try our best to, after the conferences, go over what we thought and,
Bring up some talking points, what we took from each of the conferences, what we liked, what we are excited for. No loot boxes for me. Surprise.
They kept mentioning it too. They're like, oh. So
that's definitely talking point. I feel like number one, at least on my end, especially for games like for Anthem, no loot boxes for whatever Star Wars games we have upcoming.
Yeah. So I would say we go in order, but
okay.
In terms of that,
I think that's what everyone's going to be talking about.
Yeah.
So
that's what they were talking about.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
Let's roll the theme song. Theme song was rolled. All right. So let's start off at the the top. So we started 4 minutes late.
Just a little bit.
So if there was anything before the Battlefield 5 reveal,
we didn't get that.
We didn't see it.
We were too busy putting in an air conditioner.
Yes. Not this one.
That's always been there.
It's never leaves my room. It's too much work.
Yeah,
it's shelf space for me.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I got stuff on there. If I take it off, where am I going to put it during the winter? Come on now.
Yeah,
anyway, but yeah, Battlefield 5.
And Battlefield Royale, which we were all expecting. With the emergence of the Battle Royale games, Fortnite, obviously.
Fad. This is the giant fad now. It's the new thing to do.
And what you brought up earlier was it's kind of just team deathmatch without respawns. Which, yes and no. But
so I was expecting them. They were like Royale, and I was expecting them to show gameplay or like a trailer for it. But it seems like they just showed a trailer for the game,
the campaign, or for the game. Yeah.
Yeah. So
we didn't get really a good look at what their take on Royale is going to look like.
Yeah. So it's Battlefield.
Yes, which was always a large player game. I think you had 50 people.
Yeah, you always had a ridiculous. That was the first game, I believe, that always had a ridiculous amount. But Battlefield is an actual war game. PUBG is you're just a guy, you drop down.
Yeah.
Fortnite is just you drop down. So the whole point of Battle Royale, I feel, is you start with nothing.
Yeah.
You go around and you grab stuff.
Mm-hmm. So maybe what their take on it is going to be is we're going to have them jump out of that plane like we saw, but the style of this game is World War II. That's what they covered.
Yeah.
So a World War II Battle Royale game, which could be their niche, I guess.
Yeah.
But is it going to function better than PUBG because we have the technical issues with PUBG, any bugs, glitches, and etc.
Then again,
it's coming from a bigger studio, obviously.
PlayerUnknown, is exactly like that.
Yeah.
They were unknown. That's their thing. So that was their first game, I believe.
H1Z1.
H1Z1?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then it goes back further, but
they're not EA.
Yeah,
they're not EA.
Look what Epic did with Fortnite. We take a huge studio, we give them a platform to do it on, and they rehaul Fortnite into this Battle Royale game, and with their resources, they can do that.
So
I still play.
we play Fortnite a lot. The whole thing I'm confused on is, are we dropping down with nothing from a plane? You would think that in World War II, there's no reason for you to have nothing.
I guess you're starting the battle, the conflict, or whatever, with your team of 4 instead of
But it just seemed like it was.
Maybe they'll do it like how Fortnite has the 50v50.
Maybe.
That's how it's going to be functioning. I don't know.
I feel like there's no point of a Battle Royale if you don't start with nothing.
Yeah.
So the fact that they mentioned it and then they went right into a trailer, but it didn't seem like that trailer was
strictly for Battle Royale.
Yeah, it was just a little weird.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
It's exciting news, though.
More news.
Again, what we were expecting. Though.
Yeah. During E3, more news comes out throughout the week, so anything that we're about to talk about could
change.
Yeah. So not much to say about Battlefield. It looked nice. It always looks nice.
I'm more of a Call of Duty person myself, but
I suck at all of them, but I still play them. And I bought the
Season pass.
Season pass for the last Call of Duty, and I
Cool. So you never played it.
Played for like a week.
Yeah.
So that was a waste of money. Anyway, the next thing that they showed is the game I don't care about, but this guy's on
FIFA. So we're continuing with the Alex Hunter story. That's the storyline for like your. It's not like a creative player, but it's like, hey, this is the guy that we're going to focus on.
So Alex Hunter isn't a real player. Alex Hunter is
like a created character, but they
so it spans from
2 games.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
that's cool.
So 2 years ago, you started as Alex Hunter, and you were an unknown, and you got to play through. And last year's game, you were able to use that character into the next story mode. So there's additional storylines that you can go into, and it played off of the previous year as long as you completed it, because it's you go through 1 calendar year, and there's different storylines and stuff and decisions that you can make throughout the year.
Now, the first time that you played as Alex Hunter,
yes,
did you get to customize him, or is he a set character? Oh, okay. Now, do the things that the way that you played in the first one, does it transfer over?
Yeah. So like all of like the character decisions and that type of stuff affects the next year. Obviously, you can change, and there's different outcomes that you can tweak with. I didn't make it through 2018's. It was a lot of the same. So if they add additional storylines to it, it's fun. I mean, I love FIFA. I play all the time.
He does love FIFA.
I have weeks played in all FIFA games. So
and they brought up Ultimate Team, then you were mentioning.
Ultimate Team is like the online mode where you can like create your own team, but there's like you buy packs and you can like participate in different tournaments, and you have to find synergies to your team, like nationality and teams, et cetera, et cetera. It's kind of a pay-to-win type of thing, but it's fun. You can do it without paying.
Now,
it's much more difficult.
With EA's whole no loot box thing,
I don't think that's going to apply to this, because they're making so much money with Ultimate Team for FIFA, for Madden, for NHL, which is a game they didn't bring up, which is always sad.
Yeah,
especially with the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, it's like we're in hockey season right now. Right?
Yeah, the Caps just won last night, or 2 nights ago. It depends when this goes up.
So they announced it for all consoles, Xbox, PC, I think they said, PlayStation 4, and Switch.
Did they? I didn't hear Switch.
Yes, they did say. Okay. They did say Switch.
I feel like Switch is still going to be different though. For sports games, they've always been different on Nintendo.
Yes, but with 18, they did put it on the Switch. Okay. But it was a port of 18. So I'm wondering if they started with Switch in mind this time around. I'm wondering if it's going to... Because, the FIFA game last year, I think, was bad for the Switch. And then the 2K games were bad for the Switch.
Really?
So 2K...
They must have all been forced them.
Yeah, no, they were. And they just ran like crap. Like Alan, my brother Alan, he saw that WWE 2K18 was on sale. It was like for $30 on Switch. And he's like, oh, get it,
Yeah.
And he hated it. It was so slow. If more than 2 people are in the ring at once, it's the slowest game.
Gosh.
And he ended up calling up Nintendo. I was like, no, I need my money back. I can't.
Awful.
Yeah.
That's awful. No, yeah. Hopefully they put some dedicated time into that, because I've never bought sports games for any Nintendo system I ever owned. So
I bought Madden for Wii just because I wanted to try out motion controls.
Yeah.
But I'm not a big sports game fan unless it's got like Mario on it.
Yeah. Bring back Mario Tennis.
They did. Aces, yeah.
Okay.
No, it's actually it's really, I'll show you after. It's really cool.
I had it on my Game Boy. That was the game.
Then they mentioned that FIFA 18 World Cup.
Yes, because
and like the whole game. So you were saying that there's World Cup and then there's regular FIFA.
It sounded like 18? They were part of. So if I own FIFA 18, I might be able to go and play World Cup, but I don't. I have to go check. I have to.
Well, it sounded like if you have EA at all, you get free trial for the whole game.
Yeah.
So including
World Cup, we'll have to see that because that obviously they announced the partnership with UEFA, the largest European championship. So huge, because it used to be just like the European Championship Cup, which was like we all know what you're getting at, but it wasn't called UEFA. So licensing.
And then after FIFA and the CEO Andrew Wilson came out, he announced that they got a new Israel team that's working mainly on cloud-based games. So
Yeah.
all of their games playable through the cloud. And they
showed it on mobile, on Xbox, and on PC, right?
No, afterwards they came out and talked about
Origins. Okay.
So Origins, their PC
I feel like
platform.
They had the person playing.
Yeah, that was a cloud-based.
Okay.
So you could basically the whole point of their cloud-based game is that I can go on my phone and just stream FIFA. I could stream whatever to my device, whatever I'm trying to.
And they're not announcing that. That's just something they're working on.
I think it already exists.
Okay.
We're both not knowledgeable on this one, but
I'll have to look that up.
I need a backlight. I feel like we're too dark.
Okay.
That's better.
No, really white.
You are really white.
Thank you.
But then they did talk about Origin Access, and they said that Madden 19, Battlefield 5, and Anthem are going to be playable on PC. So
That's huge.
Apparently Madden,
been on PC for 10 years or something.
Something like that. I don't remember exactly what, but that's big. I mean, they're back on PC.
Definitely dedicating time to PC gamers is something that everyone should be focusing on now.
Yeah, I mean, like big gaming kind of started with PC.
Shifted to console.
Shifted to console, and now it's like with Fortnite, and like you could play with PC.
Play with PC and mobile. And...
I mean, just it's Sony now. Sony needs to say, okay, yeah, we'll do cross-platform with Xbox and PC.
Yeah,
it's so stupid, but whatever.
That's another video.
And then after they talked about that, the host went into the audience and talked to the Respawn guy. We mentioned that they're working, but they're not ready to show anything.
Exactly.
They're working on a new Star Wars game called Jedi Fallen Order, which takes place in the Dark Times. Which he then said, "Oh, sounds like good.
Nice time.
Sounds like good times." He's like, "No, not good times. Dark times." But it's about the time where the Jedis are being hunted in between episode 3 and 4. And that's coming out 2019 holiday season.
So which literally a year and a half.
Yeah, so they'll probably talk about it next E3, but I want to see something. I want to see something so bad because it has the potential to be really good if you're just a Jedi that's being hunted every which way, you know.
Yeah, no, that could be.
It could be really cool, or it could just fall flat.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of segues into our next topic, which is Battlefront 2, which kind of fell flat on its face.
Yeah, so
those loot boxes we talked about a little earlier.
Yeah, so the guy Dennis from DICE came out right away and was like,
no loot boxes.
We realized that we kind of hit the ground running, you know, like we
didn't hit the ground running.
We didn't hit the ground running.
We fell flat on our face.
Yeah, we were just like, we had a slow start, and we don't want to do that. And he mentioned that they recently brought out a hunt mode.
Yeah,
with the Ewoks.
With the Ewoks.
Had no idea that came out.
Me neither.
I used to play Battlefront 2.
After Battlefront 1, when there wasn't really much to do other than the multiplayer, it was kind of just like, oh, let's play Team Deathmatch. I was like, I don't think I'm going to get Battlefront 2. Like, if it's going to be the same game, like, I don't need.
I mean, it's Star Wars. I'm going to get it regardless.
Yeah, no, I get that. Yes.
But so he came out and he started talking about like loot box, blah blah blah. I thought he was going to come out and say like, oh, you know how we said that we'd bring back loot boxes back sooner or later? Here you go.
No, but he talked about the new Han Solo mission to tie in with the movie Solo, which I haven't been able to see yet. But
you should see it. I liked it.
It was really good. So
I work with someone that's really, really, really negative about the recent Star Wars movies, and he liked it.
Oh wow!
And Alan liked it.
I mean,
my brother Alan liked it, and he's hard to please when it comes to Star Wars.
So I mean, Donald Glover, obviously everyone's favorite right now.
Donald Glover played Lando Calrissian perfectly.
Yeah. He
alone, you should go see that movie.
I mean, I still haven't seen Deadpool 2, which, I mean, I know I wanted to see before it even came out, so I haven't gotten to the theaters in a minute.
But, yeah, the Han Solo story, that comes out next week. I don't think they said a day. They just said next week.
So whenever the normal updates are.
Yeah. So, I mean, they're using the character models of the people who played them.
Yes.
So, which is weird, because if you have a game, you can make them look more like At that point, you can make them, since they're
You
CG,
can make them look like anything.
you can make them look
But
like
they might have,
a younger Harrison Ford.
yeah. But
But
I mean,
you know, it's
tie-in
their
with the movie,
games, so don't take that away from them because they played their characters really well.
Yeah.
After that, they talked about a new mode a few new modes. They're going to do a new Starfighter mode, dog fights, and they called another one about command posts. So
yeah, it's like capturing command posts.
Yeah.
And then they brought up characters from
Yes.
Clone Wars.
So they said they're going to bring Clone Wars in. They're going to have 3 maps, I think they said, one of which is going to be Geonosis, which is the big Clone Wars battle scene where we first get the first glimpse of the Death Star on his little hologram. They said that they're announcing Grievous, General Kenobi, Count Dooku, and Anakin. They showed Grievous,
But they didn't show any of the humans.
but they didn't show the humans. I'm wondering if they just don't have the rights to their faces yet, so
I
they
feel like
can't
they would
show
have
anything.
to if it has to be through Lucas.
I mean, maybe.
So I mean, maybe with the actual people themselves.
Yeah, like I'm saying the rights to Ewan McGregor, Hayden Christensen, and Christopher Lee. You know, but that guy just kept saying we had a rough start. We had a rough start. We had a rough start. He said that at least 4 times.
Yes. No, we brought that up a few times.
Yeah. And then that was the end of the Battlefront. So, I mean, maybe I'll go back to Battlefront 2 at some point just to see the new stuff.
Yeah, just to test it out and see what.
Yeah.
If the game.
Oh, they also mentioned that more. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut in front, but they mentioned more cosmetics for characters.
Yes.
Which I'm wondering what that would mean, like new costumes and stuff. They didn't. That's all they said. The new character cosmetics. So I'm hoping that means more costumes.
Oh no, I didn't.
It would be cool to have like the Bespin, Luke Skywalker, along with the Jedi, and maybe the Hoth Luke Skywalker would be cool. And just all the different characters, different clothing. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
And then Unravel 2, they talked about. So they showed like a small little trailer of him in the water.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that takes place after right after the first one. I never played the first one.
They said you lose everything. You lose your spark, you lose everything. So, and then you find the second character, and you can play either all by yourself or you can co-op, and you can co-op at any time. So that's going to be pretty cool.
The way that they were doing that demo is like he started off by himself, and he picked up the second character and was walking with the second character on his back, and and then they said once they get to like a faster pace puzzly area, you could start using both your characters individually to try and get through the puzzles. The whole time they're being chased by a bird that's trying to eat them.
It looked like a turkey or something.
It did.
There's like a turkey trying to eat the yarn.
It actually looked like a PETA from...
I don't think so.
No, like in Pheasant. In Pheasant.
Okay.
In Pheasant, yeah. Pokemon. Whatever.
It's a dove, not a turkey.
Yeah, but isn't that its evolution in Pheasant? Am I thinking 2 different Pokemon?
You're thinking it's brown, but it's not. It doesn't look like a turkey.
What is?
It has like the little.
It's got like the.
Okay.
Whatever. This isn't a Pokemon discussion yet. That's Tuesday. I was about to say. Yeah. So then he was like, "Okay, let me get it now." And then as soon as he picked up the controller, I guess he pressed start, and you just see player 1, player 2, and
then they worked through a little puzzle, and it didn't look all that complicated. But I mean, that might be like level 1.
Yeah, I mean, it's also the demo, so
yeah.
So they said this one's more playful than the first, but it was weird because they said you start out with nothing, you lose your spark. It's a very dark time. This one's more playful playful and more fun than the last game. It's like, wait, what kind of narrative are you trying to drive here?
No, it's a little bit different. Definitely a little bit different.
But they said it's available now, so it's the first shadow drop of E3. So we'll see if there are more shadow drops throughout the week. But I like that when they're like, yeah, this game's finished. You can play it now.
There you go.
Whole game, do it. Never mentioned this game before, but
yeah,
you can play it right now. And they came out
and announced the EA original Sea of Solitude and
SOS.
So the person who came out had the greatest German accent ever, and I was mocking it the entire time. It was awesome.
He is an awesome person. No. I'm talking about Kevin. Kevin's an awesome person. He mocks people for their accents.
It was great. She was amazing. So
He was so engrossed in her accent.
it was perfect.
Yeah, she was very German.
That might have been all I took from it. They didn't really show that much of
No,
it.
so she talked about how it was her story, how she wrote it during a lonely time in her life, and she's like, yeah, like all my words just bled through the pages and stuff. Blah, blah,
Very
blah.
emotional.
Yeah.
Emotional, like, conversation.
Yeah, and you can tell I don't know if that was scripted. I think she came out there and she talked too much about
herself.
that. Yeah, because they kept just like replaying like a little glimpse of like one like scene.
Yeah.
Just like the area just kept filling up with water, and it looked like she just went on too long, and I just played a few times. But no, it's nice you get to talk about your motivation behind making the game. But then they showed a little. She mentioned that it's about when you're lonely, it brings out the worst in a person, and she said that the main character is really lonely and just becomes a monster, and she's like trying to figure out what made her that way.
Yeah.
And then they showed a little gameplay. They showed a trailer.
Yeah.
I'm sure there was some gameplay in there, but I couldn't get a grasp of what it was.
Game it was.
Couldn't tell if it was a puzzle game, if it was like an adventure game. So
is there I know there's a story to it, but like how are we going to find out things? Because everyone looked to be that kind of monster.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, is there combat in it? Is it just walking around finding clues and doing stuff? So I would just like to see
more
actual gameplay, not a full level, because I hate when they do full levels.
Because then there's no surprise.
Yeah, because then you go and you're like, oh, I could do this because I saw it happen in the gameplay trailer.
Yeah.
But I would like to see like part of a level to see like, oh, okay, I understand how it's played now.
Yeah.
But depending on how that looks, I would probably check it out.
Yeah,
it's colorful.
And then they jumped right into NBA Live, right?
Yeah, they didn't talk about it. They just threw a trailer
right
out
into it, and it was kind of like create a player, blah blah blah, kind of the stuff that you always see in those types of games. I mean, if you're not a 2K fan, maybe you'd get NBA Live.
It seems like I think they had NBA Live last year where they did, you start off with your street character, right?
Yeah.
And then you make your way through.
Yeah, I mean, there's always going to be some sort of progression, and then again, what it kind of looks like.
This time. I mean,
it's going to be another basketball game.
Tell the person that made that trailer is the same person that made the FIFA trailer. They kept doing like these box inside of a box inside of a box, and then like there's a group of players that like they just kept cycling through. The way they made it was just completely the way that they made the FIFA trailer.
Yeah.
I just thought it was funny.
And then from that, they talked about this year's Madden tournament, the Ultimate Team tournament. They had Young Kid out there, Juju Smith-Schuster, talking a little bit back and forth, a little bit of trash talk. And then they jumped into...
Well, first of all, he stole his belt, which I thought was messed up. You got to earn that. You got to earn that belt. And he's just like, I'm going to try and take this belt away from him. Okay, bye.
Yeah, they walked off the stage. But then they showed the Madden 18 trailer. 19 trailer. I think we've seen this one before because I feel like I've seen it.
I don't know.
Saquon Barkley in there with his signature home run emote. That's an emote. Celebration.
Touchdown celebration. And I yelled, wrong sport.
Yeah, he did. But this is going to be a lot of the same that we've seen over the last 2 years.
It's a sports game. How different
it's still on the Frostbite engine.
How different can you get like year by year?
Not much.
Honestly.
I mean, if
you have the core mechanics of a football game,
Yeah.
The only thing you could do
the same people who bought it last year are going to buy it next year because that's what you do. If you like Madden, you want the new rosters, you want the new graphics.
I don't understand why you can't just if the graphics aren't like a giant
step forward.
Yeah, just release new updates to your roster every month. I don't.
Here's Madden for the next 20 years. We'll save you $60 a year. No, absolutely not.
It'd be nice for I was about to say us, but I don't play other games.
No, you don't.
And then they went into a mobile RTS game, real-time strategy game.
It was Command and Conquer.
First of all, they didn't say the name. They're just like, oh, we're going to do this differently. We're going to, have people come out here and just play this game. And we're just going to talk about it. And they did a whole demo of it. It was One guy's name was Nick at Night, and the other was
In Control.
In Control. That's it. And In Control won.
Yes,
He thinks it was staged,
I do think it was staged.
but who knows?
Because the first guy didn't,
They were on a stage, so I guess technically it's staged.
because it was like, oh, I'll win, you win, I'll win.
Yeah. But,
Seems really,
I mean, I'm not into those types of games,
yeah, me neither.
but it seemed cool. I mean, if you're into that stuff. I'm sure later on it gets a little bit more hectic.
Yeah, probably. The whole mobile genre is a lot of, like, all the games are the same, I feel like. Like, I'm sure there's games out there like that right now that you could play as well.
Yeah.
And that only came out on Android today, so
Yeah, so
iOS,
then after that, they mentioned that the name is Command and Conquer Rivals.
yes.
And then they mentioned that it's coming out for iOS and Android, but it's alpha on Android right now.
Yeah.
Which I think is weird because usually everything's out on iOS, but then he's like, everything comes out on Android first. But if you look at apps, there's so many apps that you couldn't get on Android that were only on iOS forever.
But everything can get through the Android process easier. There's so many just trash games out there. The process to get through iOS is more strict. So, like,
Because Apple's trash.
no,
Apple's trash.
No.
Android's for life.
no.
And then the CEO came out again. I think it was the CEO or somebody else.
Yeah.
And he was just talking a bunch about, we did like a whole live to play or whatever it's called,
Yeah,
play to win, play to live or whatever it is, for charity. It's like a whole charity thing, which is nice that they did a whole charity thing. But he mentioned, like, oh, we understand pay to win's not fair, basically. And he drove home the whole, like, oh, we understand the things you don't like about loot crates and loot boxes and stuff. So,
Which, I mean, good for them to hear the community because it was very vocal
yes,
for a while.
It was very vocal for a while. But yeah, I mean, it's good that they're mentioning it. It's good that they realize it and they're hopefully going to do something about it for future everything else. But then they got into Anthem, which I think is their biggest selling point for this year.
Yeah, so Destiny 5. It looks just like Destiny. Like,
I think it looks better than Destiny.
Those characters could have been pulled right out of Destiny, and I would have been like, yeah, that's a Destiny character.
I think it looks better than Destiny. I am excited to fly around because I don't know if you remember that Iron Man game that came out around the time either the first or second Iron Man came out. But it was like...
No.
It was an Iron Man
I never
game.
played any of those superhero tie-in games. Like,
It was an Iron Man
trash.
game based off of the first, I think it was the first movie. And it was fun to fly around because you did like the initial fly around, and then if you got fast enough, you did like a, they had like that sonic boom behind you. I like flying games like that. So, and then you get like do it under the water and stuff. But I'm personally excited for Anthem. I like the fact that, so they mentioned that the overworld is multiplayer.
Yeah.
And whatever is going on in the overworld
happens
to everyone. So if it's raining, like if it's 5 o'clock on a Sunday and it's raining for this person, if I go to sign in, it's going to be raining for me. That's what I took from it.
Yeah,
That's what they seemed like they were saying.
Yeah.
And they said that, things throughout as time goes on,
It's going to change.
they could change the way that the world looks. So the world looks one way because of the, I can't remember, they said something of Anthem.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I didn't write that down. They mentioned like the whole like force, like the gods left behind their tools it's an incomplete world made by the gods, and they left behind their tools, and the bad guys of the story are trying to use those tools to
shape the world,
to take over that whatever something of Anthem.
Spark was the other one.
Spark was Unravel.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I like how the multiplayer overworld and multiplayer, and everyone sees the same thing. But they wanted to make it so that it doesn't sacrifice the story for single players.
Yeah.
So you could then go into your main base, which is solely single player, where all your story is going to happen. And then once you leave the base, go back into the multiplayer world. You could play by yourself, or you could say, like, dude, come online, let's join each other's games.
So how I took that was, even when you're playing by yourself, there's going to be 3 other people, because it's always going to be a team of 4.
You're thinking that there's going to be NPCs with you?
Yeah.
I don't know. I couldn't.
Because that's what it
couldn't
looks
gather
like
that
in the trailer. It was like, all right, well, I'm this Colossus right now, and then the Colossus was the tank character. And then like it shifted in and around. But there was 4 people there.
I just feel like all of the gameplay trailers is probably multiplayer, but I mean, well, I guess they weren't really clear about that. I guess because I'm confused about that.
If it's just solo and because they basically said for single player it's going to be more difficult, which makes sense. But are we going to have 3 less people shooting at this monster?
Yeah, I mean, they kind of said like once you're in solo, you're going to be in this world alone. Basically, I think they said. So
I don't know.
it's a little confusing at that point, but
We'll find
I
out.
think the game looks nice.
Yeah,
I think the flying looks
beautiful.
Yeah, I think the flying looks cool.
He's definitely a storm. Definitely a storm.
Looks cool.
I'm the archer dude.
He doesn't think I could be the.
It's not the in the face kind of.
So there were 4. There was the tank, which is called Colossus. There's the
interceptor. That was the green one.
Yeah, the interceptor. I like it the way it looks. I like that green. And there was a scouter.
No. It was
Storm was the mage like one.
Yeah, Colossus, interceptor, and then it was a hunter or an archer or something.
That was called Scouter.
No. It was the interceptor.
Ranger.
There we go.
Called Ranger. I was like, oh, the Ranger looks kind of cool, and he's like,
I'm a Ranger. I'm the first-person shooter out.
He's like, you're gonna go out there, and you're not gonna be able to aim at anyone. You're not gonna be able to shoot. Blah 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 blah.
This is how it happens.
Whatever.
He's a storm. He's a support player.
Then they mentioned customizable javelins, which
is the suits of armor that you wear.
Yeah, the javelins. The suits of armor, but any sort of customization, any sort of create a character, I'm all in for.
Yeah, they said that you'd be able to pick your own color, different styles of armor.
You can even change the geometry of the armor, which, like, honestly might be the thing I do most.
Probably.
Most likely going to make a Power Ranger themed javelin. So, like a diamond on the chest, probably.
Like new Power Rangers style.
So like
old Power Rangers.
So like Mighty Morphin, but like the way that they did the movie, but the way that they should have done the movie.
But not awful.
The suits were good for what they were, but the helmets sucked. I hated the helmets. The helmets needed to be more like the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
The dinosaurs needed to be more like the dinosaurs.
So, so that's February next year.
February 22nd.
Yeah. Right. So
of next year for Xbox, PlayStation 4, and PC.
Yes. So that's something you're definitely going to be getting.
Most likely, yes. I don't know if I'm going to get it launch.
Yeah. I feel like that's probably one of those games where we should wait, see if it's a catastrophic failure, Destiny.
Or a catastrophic, I can't talk, but Destiny 2.
So, I mean, not mentioned, but Destiny 2, they're releasing a huge update in September 4th or something.
Are they?
Yeah. I didn't buy the second one, but
I didn't buy the second one either.
If it's good, I might not have to get Anthem.
There's like Anthem might fall into those games that like I want, but I don't have to get right away. Like I really.
What's the game? What's the player base going to look like after the first month? The first 6 months? Like, is there going to be a life cycle for this game? Is there going to be a Anthem 2 and we're going to have to buy another game? Or is this going to be a game that's constantly supported?
I don't know. But going back to the first game, I wanted to bring it up during Battlefield.
Oh.
I'm, like I mentioned, like it's EA. I don't know how they're going to, how well they're going to support this throughout time.
Yeah.
Like Fortnite, every week there's new challenges, potentially new changes on the map.
Yeah.
And then every month, every 10 weeks, there's a new season. So I can't see EA really caring about doing stuff like that.
Like, are there going to be like in-game events that everyone's going to get stoked?
Because they make the same game that they make you buy every year.
Yeah. So is it just going to be a one-year life cycle battle royale that doesn't fit the battle royale?
Yeah, it's like
genre right now.
Yeah, it does. Like even with PUBG, you're there for the whole thing. You know, like you don't buy PUBG 2 because they're going to be supporting that instead of making a PUBG 2.
They're just going to add everything into PUBG. Yeah. It's going to get out of alpha or beta or whatever it's in right now.
But like Fortnite, there's Fortnite, and they're maybe one day they'll make Fortnite 2, but it's free to play. So why would they?
when they,
Well, I mean, their single player is not free to play, so maybe they'll make
that's
Fortnite too, but still have it attached to your account. Like, what if they ever want to overhaul the graphics and stuff? They want to make a may want to make a Fortnite
they
too.
could just do that over the internet because that's basically what they're doing right now. This might be easier for them, honestly.
Yeah.
Like they don't have to move their player base. They already have the world's largest game right now.
Yeah, and it's
Bigger than
he had to force me to get it, and then I started playing it a lot. So
I haven't been able to play because I've been out all the time. But
I've been working a lot, so we haven't really. We played like
2 games this week.
Yeah.
I might have to play on mobile to get some of these challenges.
Which kind of puts a damper on the whole, like, oh, we'll be able to get to level 100 or tier 100, get the new costume.
This week
we got 5 weeks left.
This week we get Blockbuster.
What's Blockbuster?
We complete 7 weeks, or is it?
Oh, okay. No, it's on 6.
It's 5 of 7, isn't it? You have to complete 5 of 7.
Oh, is it?
I don't remember. Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever happens.
But as far as the EA press conference goes, that was about it.
Yeah. I was expecting more.
Yeah, I was about to say, let's talk about what we thought about it as a whole.
So I was expecting some sort of Star Wars gameplay. Like, we messed up with Battlefront 2 last year. Let's hard sell it again, maybe.
Yeah.
Or have, you know how, like, Pokemon last year had, like, graphics or something like that to show. Like, I don't know. Gameplay. Give me gameplay.
Yeah.
I want gameplay.
I want more Star Wars games. It sucks that they didn't show any for that Fallen Order game.
Yeah. That's going to be great.
They must have just started it, so. Or not just started it, but they don't have enough to really say,
hey, this is what it's actually going to look like.
This is what our game's going to be. Not enough to represent. But, I mean, I'm never too excited about EA press conferences because
sports.
I'm not mainly a sports person. So I like the non-sports games that they make sometimes, but as a whole, of a company, EA always rubbed me the wrong way. They just don't, I always felt like they don't care about their player base.
Yeah.
To the point where they've been the worst company for a few years in a row. So, I mean, I don't get excited for EA. But some of the stuff they put out
a little bit.
Some of the stuff they put out is quality, and I'll be there for that stuff. But so as far as the way that it was presented, honestly, I don't think it's her fault, but I didn't like the whole host thing.
Yeah, the host was not very good. She was breathing into the mic the entire time. She was overly excited the majority of the time as well, and like screaming into the mic, and you get that nasty feedback noise.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. You want to be hype. You want to get everyone, like, no one was excited at all there.
No.
Like, everyone was like, yeah.
Except that one guy.
Yeah, that one guy.
It's like, oh my God, when they said Unravel 2 is playable now. There's just one guy in the back who's like, oh my God.
The only person who was excited at the entire press conference, which, I mean, it's EA.
Yeah, like, that's all I can say. It's EA. I mean,
I'm excited for what's next.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm not sure how much we'll talk about the new information that comes out during the week. Maybe when we cover the other press conferences, if we hear new stuff comes out about this stuff, we'll mention it, honorable mentions and stuff. But as far as this EA press conference goes, if you had to give it a score, 1 through 10.
1 through 10. I don't want to go to like low because it wasn't bad. It just was what we all expected from EA. So like a 4 or 5.
Okay. It wasn't what I expected in the sense where I honestly thought, like, because there was one year that they brought out a soccer player and he just talked for like 15 minutes. And I thought we were getting more of that, honestly. So I was pleasantly surprised we didn't get that. We had the Madden, the two Madden tournament guys come out, but like that still had to do with the video game. It didn't have to do with the actual sport. So, but as far as they didn't show much about the NBA game, They showed a trailer. They didn't really show much about Madden.
That was just a trailer, and I think that trailer was old, I think, because I think I've seen that.
So, like, your biggest selling point has to be Madden. If not FIFA, then it's Madden.
FIFA's probably one of the largest games, but that's outside the US.
Yeah. But, like, Madden is...
What do you think of EA?
Yeah. It's for them not to show, like, even as, like, a non-sports guy, for them not to show...
Yeah, not to show any gameplay, just to show a picture of Eli Manning handing the ball to Saquon Barkley.
And they did...
And Rex Burkhead
you can argue that they showed gameplay, but on the bottom it said...
Yeah, it was
in-game engine footage, so... I don't know. I would have to go 3 or 4, honestly.
Yeah.
Anthem would be the only
thing that saved it
selling point for that conference. Otherwise, it'd probably be lower for me.
Yep.
But that's day one. Unfortunately, there's only EA today, as far as I know. Everything else is Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, which we all know that I mostly just care about the Tuesday Nintendo. So, but hope he's not going to be here for those.
We should be able to get some reaction clips from me, hopefully.
Well, maybe reaction clips, and I was also hoping maybe like a Skype
call. Yeah, I could call in.
Yeah, and I could record that, and we could just talk like that. So we'll figure that out as the days go by.
Definitely gonna watch it live. So
yeah, we'll figure that. We'll figure that out as we go live. Go on. I can't talk. I need something to drink. My mouth is dry. So yeah. So EA. But we'll see you tomorrow, or you'll see us tomorrow. Can't see you. Is that you? No, I don't think so. Yeah. Bye.
Yeah. Later.